Hey everyone, David T. Stevens here with Lou Zamerica. I got that right?
You got that right.
Okay, perfect. We are at the end of day one of the ATN Innovation Summit. Lou, what was your favorite session for the day?
So my favorite session was also, I guess, the first session I was in, talking about five-star experience and hospitality. Coming from the hospitality world and being at a fitness industry expo where they're talking so much about that world of hospitality, I just kind of felt like at home, so it really eased me into the day.
Yeah, that one was with the CEO of Canyon Ranch, right?
Yep. Othership.
Othership, which I experienced this morning for the first time.
Yep.
That blew my mind.
Yep.
Who else was on that panel?
I'm struggling to remember the third person, and I'm like, I should remember
Well,
this
because
right now.
the
dynamic between Mark from Canyon Ranch and Robbie from Othership was really strong, and now I'm trying to think of
it
who
like
else
they
there.
it kind of overshadowed the whole thing. Like it was a love fest between them two. Like they asked the guy from Mark from Canyon Ranch, "What's a brand you really respect?" And he said Othership, and the guy from Othership is like, "I don't know what to do with myself." The CEO of Canyon Ranch just said he really likes my brand.
Yeah, what I thought was so cool was literally in the first maybe minute or two, they quoted or mentioned Will Guidara and unreasonable hospitality, right? And again, like as a person who spent his time in the hotel industry, you in meetings and events, like to hear that come out we're at a fitness industry summit, This is about innovation and fitness, and multiple times they've talked about travel, hospitality, and I just thought that was really cool from my personal background, but also where our professional passions intersect,
Yeah, I think the big theme I took away, because I heard community over and over again, I heard unreasonable hospitality, they were talking about wellness and recovery in what's next up for gyms. I think, to me, the big theme was the empty room with a bunch of weights and plates is a thing of the past.
Yep.
And they want people, it seems like something I've heard specifically in my area is the importance of social connection.
Yeah.
And it seems that is permeating into the fitness world.
Yeah, even in the HPLV, which I still don't know what that acronym means coming out, but the large club space, I guess. The gentleman who was
HPLC, no.
LV or LVL?
Something, HVLP, high volume, low cost,
okay,
or low price.
That's what I
like
thought
that.
it was, because it had the Crunch franchisee and things of that nature, and it was
high value, HV, high value.
High value, low price. I bet it's high volume because those things are big.
Yeah.
But he basically said the same thing. Like we might have a 30,000, 40,000 square foot box, and he's like, but really the next after adding recovery and some other modalities, it's not going to be about differentiating with the equipment. It's really going to be about differentiating with hospitality and service. So this is one of those brands that, again, is low cost, and they know that their core value prop needs to be there, right? Have the clean machines, have a good variety, but they're gonna build on the hospitality experience. And to hear that not coming from like the boutique Equinox type brands and things like that was really powerful.
Well, and that segued perfectly into the community conversation that we both sat in. That was with High Rocks, Alpha Fit, and the third one was
High Rocks, Alpha Fit, and Athletic Clubs. Right?
Yes.
That was the guy from Australia who builds the workout squads.
Yeah, that's a wild concept.
Yeah.
Like, we went over to Lifetime Digital.
Lifetime Digital.
I'm gonna say it. I hate the name.
I don't really understand the name, but I love the place.
But their whole thing is their workouts are all partner workouts.
Yeah.
Nobody works out by themselves.
Yep.
So community seems to be a big thing, and I really appreciated the fact that everyone on that last panel talking about community acknowledged that CrossFit did a hell of a thing in the industry by showing the power of community.
Yeah, exactly. They brought people together for these workouts rather than kind of earphones in, solo grunting through a machine, maybe one person to spot you if you needed a spot, and if you didn't need a spot, it was a solo endeavor except for maybe a wave across the gym, but then everybody started to bring it together. And I think that makes sense because that sense of community can kind of exponentially change value for people, right? So you have a price, right? And you have a price that is designed to unlock a certain amount of value. But if you really want to exceed expectations, if you add community in there and community starts to organically take off, they're multipliers of your value to your members without you having to do much, right? Maybe you got to touch the flywheel a little bit and get it moving, but
that's what makes it sticky.
Yeah.
When I remember, so I'm a former CrossFitter when I used to live near a CrossFit gym. And what made it so enjoyable was you, on those days you didn't really want to work out, you wanted to go see your friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then you went. And maybe you went a little lighter or whatever, but you were happy to be there.
Yep.
And there was someone to spot you, there was someone saying, get after it, and you that accountability on top of just wanting to see people,
yeah.
it kept you going back, which then in the fitness world, especially if you're charging for classes or things of that nature, that just feeds the flywheel.
Yeah. Now I know why I like you so much and why WIT has sent us here on this assignment together, because just about 2 weeks ago, Thursday is the day my team does hill workouts. And Thursday, I was not supposed to be doing a hill workout, I was just supposed to be doing an easy run. But I was like, I really want to see my team. I hadn't ran with them in a couple of days. So I went to the hill to go see them, and like, I suddenly start doing a few hill sprints, and I'm like, what am I doing? This is supposed to be an easy day. I was like, guys, I gotta leave. I'll be back for sunrise for the picture, but I gotta get off this hill. I've now done 4 hill sprints on my easy day just to see you guys, you know?
Yeah.
So that sense of community, and then that, you know, kind of either pushing yourself or just having fun with it is unlocks so much in life.
Have you experienced Othership yet?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You've been
times.
multiple times.
Yeah,
So
I really love it there.
I don't want to give them an ad per se, but I gotta say, as someone who evaluates wellness for scale at events and meetings, and like there's a whole expo hall, and there's like red light beds and all this stuff that is great but probably expensive, and you're not going to be wheeling it in for an event. The Othership experience, what really was amazing was, so it's a sauna and a cold plunge, but it's structured. So there's like 60 people in a sauna, which sounds, I texted someone and they're like, ew. And I'm like, no. You're not like jammed up, it's a giant sauna.
Yep.
And then the instructors do this thing where they have snowballs that are scented.
Yeah, it's awesome, right?
Yeah, and they're like, okay, we're gonna start things, and we're gonna do this cedar snowball. And it's all grandiose. They like pick it up and wing it onto the rocks and then pour water over it. And then they use their towels and they're fanning it around, and they change the color of the lights in the room. Like, it was this progressive thing that when it was all said and done in that portion, I was like, I've been in the sauna for 25 minutes. Normally 15, and I'm like...
And it's a hot sauna. The upper level is like the hottest you can get in New York for sure.
Yeah, but it brought, and you just, then all of a sudden, you felt like you knew these people, because you're sitting there commiserating while you're going through this thing, but everyone was there for that shared experience. I'm a little gushy about it, because it was...
The evening classes are amazing. Like on the weekends, they have socials with the DJ. I've been to one that was a sound immersion. It was really, really fun. I for one, like Robbie and his business partner Miles were going down to Florida to scope locations, and I introduced him to a bunch of hotel developers, because I'm like, look, anybody building a large-scale hotel or a mixed-use type building, like is thinking about how to activate that space with a partner, this is the spot. Like, to build one of those is amazing.
What made it special to me is it felt like a third space.
Yeah.
That's something that's been popping up a lot. I have a friend of mine who's building it's called Soft Bar. It's out in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
it's
a
non-alcoholic bar.
Who's working on events for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, crazy. Yesterday we had a call.
So I just got to see it like 2 weeks ago. I sat on a panel with Carl.
Nice.
And so he invited me out to go see it. But he goes, I want it to be a third space. There's not enough places where you can just be without having to drink or do something.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Like, third space is the way. You know, I treat hotel lobbies like that because I was a hotel guy, right? So I always find it interesting that, like, people that live in a community near a hotel basically never go in it, right? They think, oh, that's for travelers, I live here. But like, I'm sitting in the lobby getting coffees. I am like, you can't get me out of hotels, even in my hometown, because I think of it as that way. I go, hey, there's Wi-Fi, there's some outlets. I'm gonna hang, you know, and like see what's going on here.
That was a big thing that I took away from that today, was that it was, and here's the best part, this was included in the conference registration.
Yeah.
So it's part of the event. So we did a run, and then we went to Othership afterwards, which sessions didn't start until 9 a.m. today.
Yep.
9 a.m., not 8 a.m. Like all
the
the corporate conferences want to start at 8 a.m.
Yep.
Food was good. Did you have lunch?
I did. I had lunch. The lunch was good. Breakfast was even good, so
Yeah.
I ran a lot this morning, so I couldn't wait to eat some breakfast.
Yeah. I think overall, great day one.
I can't wait.
Day two, tomorrow's a panel.
Yep, I'll be on riding the wave of wellness tourism, which I kind of realized the wave thing today for some reason, and I have a daughter who's a surfer, so I was like, oh look, now I'm riding waves too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's kind of weird that we're even having a conversation about fitness and hospitality as separate things,
Yeah.
but I guess
But
it
it's
is what
coming
it
together.
is.
You can see that. I don't know if we see in the hospitality industry them thinking about wellness or fitness, but I will tell you right now, hospitality industry, the fitness industry is talking about you. So let's find some partnership opportunities.
Yeah, I will, based on my hotel gym reviews,
Yeah.
there are some hotels that are understanding fitness,
Yep.
but there's still work to be done.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Cool.
All right, well, day two, tomorrow.
Day two tomorrow. I'm gonna go get an Athletic Brewing Company beer before we head out.
Yeah,
And,
I'm going to do the same.
all right.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.